What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of Black Cat Panther Podcast, and we're here to talk about, guess what? Quarterback. We are back again with another episode about quarterback. And I'm here to let you guys know, after doing a lot of careful consideration and a lot of thinking, man, we should look at possibly holding off on quarterback. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I know the Carolina Panther Nation has been doing a lot of thinking as well. Should we go into a new regime? Possibly, because 2022 will be a new regime for us. We could possibly be looking at a different head coach coming in with everything that's going on in Carolina, because this is Matt Rule's make or break season. So do we look at possibly bringing in another quarterback? Or do we stick with Sam Darnold? I believe that we should stick with Sam Darnold, see what we got here. Let's just be quite frank and honest. He can't be any worse than he was last year, which is the worst statistical quarterback, or the second worst statistical quarterback that we could possibly have. But it is what it is. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Sam Darnold didn't wow anybody last year, nor should anybody expect him to be anything other than dumpster juice. But Matt Rule has gone in for the last 2.5 years and made this bed, and I believe that he should lie in it. That being said, you come in, you get the head job, and you immediately dismiss Cam Newton or any player that would have any rapport or any player that had any ties in his locker room. You come in and you immediately release those guys. You decide that, okay, instead of Cam, we're going to go in the direction of Teddy Bridgewater. And the plan there was supposedly use Teddy Bridgewater as your bridge quarterback. But I believe Tepper in his first official season got a little antsy and believed that, hey, I can't sit here through this product. I need a quarterback. So he decided the next following year, coming into year 2 for Matt Rule, let's pull the plug on getting us a drop back passer. And from what those guys did, they sat down, they did their research. They believed that the quarterback that gave them the best chance wasn't a Trey Lance or Justin Fields or Mac Jones. It was none of those quarterbacks. They decided that any quarterback that they take last year wasn't as talented as Sam Darnold. They said if they had to pick, and I quote Matt Rule, and I quote them verbatim. They said Sam Darnold would be second. He would be taken second at the quarterback spot behind Trevor Lawrence. Can't make this up. So you believe that right now Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than Mac Jones in New England. Guy made the Pro Bowl in his first year. Sam Darnold is better than him. You believe that? I don't believe that. Not for one bit. I'm saying. I'm just putting that out there. Now let's look at some other things. Do you believe that Sam Darnold is better than Trevor Lawrence? Not hardly. No, not even close. Do you believe that Trey Lance? Do you believe that Sam Darnold is better than Trey Lance right now? I'm not buying that either. Justin Fields with Chicago. Do you believe that Sam Darnold is better than Justin Fields right now? No. Everything that we've seen on the field says he is not. But I'm just being honest with you. This is what Matt Rule said, and this was the decision when they gave up a 6th-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, and a 4th-round pick for Sam Darnold. I can't make this up. You bet on a guy like this, and then he goes out, and you got to look at it with Sam Darnold. If everything is in place and everything is together, he can succeed. But everything has to be going right. You look at Sam Darnold like Mark Sanchez. Remember that year with the Jets where the Jets were magical and Sanchez was just a plug and play guy. You plug him in and you make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes. That's what Sam Darnold was supposed to be for us last year. But instead, he had possibly one of the worst seasons known to man. Start off 3-0. I mean, we had lackluster talent. Lackluster competition. I mean, you got Houston Texans. They weren't doing anything. The Atlanta Falcons, they weren't any better. And God knows the third game, I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it was an atrocity too. I mean, let's be honest. By then, we're 3-0, and everybody's beating on their chest, and I'm sitting here looking like I don't believe we played. The competition is just not there. And then Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. And then you look down on the opposite side, J.C. Horn gets hurt. And then all the injuries on the offensive line start coming in by each game. And let's be honest. If you asking Sam Darnold to drop back and be a drop back passer and beat you with his arm, he can't do it. Can't do it. I don't care what you say. He cannot beat anybody throwing the football. You want this guy to come in and manage the game. But I question that because I question his decision making. He can't make the right decisions with the football to get you from A to B to move the chains. And I think a lot of people misunderstand some of my takes on Sam Darnold. I've seen just enough. Like we watched him for 3 years with the Jets. And then you decide to bring him here in Carolina thinking that he could possibly get better. I don't see it. But he has been so bad to the point where we need him to possibly change things in Carolina. And I say that to say this. We have undoubtedly the worst coach in all of football with Matt Rule. We noticed this last year. I'm not high on Matt Rule and his tempo antics and his tempo players that he loved to bring in, that tempo era that he brought to Carolina, which has basically damaged or caused and created a horrible culture. I'm going out on a limb to just say that Matt Rule, if he has to stand by this pick what he did with Sam Darnold, he'll be gone by the mid-year. Mid-year, he'll be gone by the bye week, he'll be gone. And we'll have an interim coach in. And hopefully it'll be a greater day in Carolina. You heard this from me first. I'm hoping that we can get a new coach to come in and we draft a new quarterback, because I'd hate to be like how Arizona was when they took Josh Rosen high in the draft and then they turned around and they took Kyler Murray the following year because they couldn't get it right. And, you know, a new coach coming in didn't want to use that guy because he didn't see him as that guy. He didn't value him as that guy. And I hate to take a Pickett or a Willis, somebody who that we really don't see them as high value guys. They're more like they are bridge quarterbacks themselves. I don't really think, because if you take any one of those guys, they are both project guys. But we're in such a funk that we have no choice but to look at those two as a possible option, even three with Matt Corral. So I say this to say, you create this mess. You have to live and die by the mess that you create. That's what I believe Matt Rule should do. Will they do that? They're quarterback hungry right now. We got the draft coming up in less than 2 weeks. And let's be honest. We revamp this offensive line. Are we going to win any games? Everybody like to think that we're just a quarterback away, but we got some missing pieces too. Defensively, right now, we need another edge rusher. We need another linebacker. And we need possibly another corner. We got our corner solidified, but we need another corner. Because Jackson, yeah, we got him re-signed, but Jackson got beat like a bass drum. And I know everybody said that he was hurt last year. But we got to also make sure that we cover those pieces and that we don't go through the same stretch that we went through last year. We losing Gilmore, a Pro Bowl corner. that production is going to be hard to replace. And like I said, you're looking at the team as an overall right now. Quarterback is the most glaring spot that we have, but I'm going to be honest with you. Sam Darnold didn't have the best last year, nor did Cam Newton, nor did P.J. Walker. Didn't have the best at anything last year. They didn't have the best offensive line. They didn't have the best playmakers last year because a lot of our receivers dropped a lot of balls last year. Not saying anything Robbie or Terrence Marshall or Shy over there wanting to be big Shy Francaluco, Mr. drug dealing football player, but hey, it is what it is. That's why he can't get on the field because he's too busy trying to focus on drugs. But that's not the here nor the there. This video today is about quarterback and what should we do. I've been making videos constantly about quarterback, and I've been beating on this table saying that, hey, we had a chance to go out. We had a chance to trade for a veteran quarterback. We didn't do it. We had a chance to get Deshaun Watson. We didn't do it. We got a $16 billion billionaire owner, and he allowed money to hold him up from signing Deshaun Watson. We had a chance to go and possibly draft one of these two guys, and we're 2 weeks away, and I'm already saying we're not going to possibly do it. It is what it is, because I'm thinking the smart and the safe pick with number 6, and I'm going to say this because the value of pick number 6 is so high. You can't get a quarterback that's a project at number 6 and think it's going to work out. You have to know it's going to work out at number 6. So, you know, if you take Aquanu or Evan Neal or Hamilton or any of those guys that are generational players in that top 6, 7, 8, you know any one of those guys will change the franchise. Will Kenny Pickett? Will Malik Willis? Will Matt Corral? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Don't get discouraged, Panthers fans, because we could, with that number 6 pick, take one of the best players available and still turn around and get a quarterback in the later round. We got a 4th round pick. Or Fitz could trade up somewhere around the 2nd round. Could get a Matt Corral. Could get Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder is a pretty decent he's a decent quarterback. He doesn't seem like a high pick because a lot of people they seem to be scared of him. But you put that guy in a good system, you never know. Can we build a culture where we can groom a great quarterback and turn this thing around here in Carolina? Can we do that? It's to be seen. I would love for us to get a guy that we could possibly bring in, mold, and he become a superstar. But under Matt Rule, I'm afraid that may not happen because he doesn't give quarterbacks room to grow in his system. It's more like he wants the running back. They took their time and they built around Christian McCaffrey, which was a mistake. But at the time when we did that, Christian McCaffrey was the only player that we had to build around because Greg Olsen had left. You got rid of Cam Newton coming in, and we didn't have any other thing. DJ Moore was on the upcoming, so it's not like you can basically use him to bring the franchise around. And quite honest, I love Christian McCaffrey, but I believe that was a mistake because we're seeing the benefits. You use him so much. 80% of the offense was Christian McCaffrey, and you see he's gotten hurt so much. His legs has taken such a beating since he signed that huge contract because you use him so much. We need to have a quarterback that we can depend on. We need to have somebody that can bail out the team when we need them. At first, my thought process was, and I said this a couple of weeks in the video, a couple of weeks ago, we need to have somebody that can just manage the game. But we aren't going to win like that. This team is built where the defense can be elite and have some playmakers. But we also need we need to look into possibly bringing in somebody that could win some games for us, because I'm tired of watching Green Bay. I'm tired of watching Seattle. Well, it was Seattle. Now it's Denver. Tired of watching everybody else have a great quarterback except for us. It's our time now. It's our time to have a great quarterback because we deserve it. And I don't know about you, Panther Nation, but I've been here through some of the worst quarterbacks and some of the best. The Chris Wenke's, the Rodney Peeps. Rodney, I have one bad thumb Pete. Jake Delhomme, Matt Moore, Jimmy Clausen. Lord have mercy, Jimmy Clausen was the worst quarterback ever. Until we got Cam Newton and we got some stability, we just really got that position stable, and now it's been 3 years of quarterback turmoil. We back to where we were. We got to find a way to stabilize this position, because I'm letting you know right now, you can't win without a good quarterback. There are very few teams that host that put up that Lombardi trophy without having somebody to throw that ball. You can only think of maybe one team, maybe Trent Dilfer, Phil Simms, or one of those guys that was a game manager. Maybe Brad Johnson with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that year. They were just regular game managers that they had super elite defenses that got them over the hump. So unless you have a super elite defense like that Tampa Bay Bucks defense or that Ravens defense, you can't get over the hump. And games are away from that now because the game is catered so much to the quarterback. The game is so quarterback driven. They dictate every aspect of the game now. So you got to have one to be able to compete. You got to look at the AFC West. I mean, you're looking at those guys from Carr to Mahomes. You got Russell over there. You got Herbert. Then you look at the Buffalo Bills. They got Allen. You got Lamar Jackson. I mean, the AFC is so loaded right now to be able to compete and to get to the Super Bowl. You can't only just get there. You got to be able to beat one of those guys because they're going to be there. Joe Burrow. And it's a wide open NFC. And I want to see what we can do to possibly try to take the reins of the NFC here in Carolina. We're a couple of years away. I'm not a foolish fan to just sit here and declare things, but I think we can do it. I think we can take a chance at fighting and taking this division, but Tom Brady decided to come back, which I don't fear him, because at age 45, I don't care who you are, Father Time is going to call your name sooner or later. But let's be honest, man. If we can take this division, and I know I got some fans out here, in the Saintsville and Atlanta. Look at here. We coming for y'all head this year. There's going to be some interesting competition in these games. I'd love to go and catch a lot of them this year. I want to be there. But that's all I got for you guys today. We're trying to figure this quarterback thing out. I'm not giving up on it. I'm going to be here with you every step of the way. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you like my videos, I'm going to be coming back with some more stuff. I got a new revamp that I'm going to be doing. Hopefully you guys are going to like it. I'm going to be incorporating different styles with some different people, doing some collabs. So if you're liking this and if you're looking at this video and you want to collab with me, come on. I'm here. I'm all with it. Shoot me a message at Twitter at BCP Talk. The name is right there. Look me up on Instagram, Black Cat Panther Podcast. Shoot me a message if you want to collab. I'm here. I'm open to all collabs. So let's get it. I'm trying to get this thing going. I hope y'all have a great afternoon. I will see you guys later. Peace.